Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, something's missing? Maybe it's not the wrinkles or the gray hairs that bother you. Maybe it's something deeper. That sparkle in your eyes, that bounce in your step, that quiet confidence you used to carry so effortlessly. You see the reflection, but it doesn't quite match how you feel inside. And sometimes it's not about wanting to look younger, it's about wanting to feel like yourself again. Here's the thing no one really talks about. Getting older is a gift, but feeling invisible? That's not something you have to accept. You still have stories to tell, laughs to share, and moments to steal the spotlight. Yes, even now, maybe especially now. And believe it or not, a simple haircut can be the beginning of that shift. Not because it changes who you are, but because it helps you see her again, the woman you've always been. Today, we're diving into 5 timeless, powerful haircuts that can help women over 50 not just look refreshed, but feel radiant. These styles aren't about chasing youth. They're about reflecting the strength, softness, and spirit you already have, and maybe forgot was still there. So if you're ready to reconnect with that version of you, the one who still turns heads, who still lights up a room, stay with me. Because this isn't just a beauty video. This is a reminder that your story isn't fading. It's just getting good. 1. Long layers with curtain bangs, feminine, flowing, and beautifully you. Let's start with a style that surprises a lot of people. Long layers with curtain bangs. Yes, long hair can still be your best friend after 50. There's this outdated idea floating around that once you hit a certain age, you need to cut it all off to stay appropriate. But here's the truth. Age doesn't decide your haircut. You do. Long layers are perfect if you still love the feeling of your hair brushing your shoulders, or if you're just not ready to say goodbye to that sense of softness and femininity. But here's the key. It's not about wearing your hair long for the sake of it. It's about wearing it with intention, with shape, and with movement. Over time, hair tends to get a little heavier, flatter, and honestly, kind of lifeless, especially if it's been one length for years. Long layers bring it back to life. They add flow and dimension. They create softness around the face that can highlight your cheekbones, lift your features, and bring back that natural, effortless elegance. And then there are curtain bangs, the secret weapon. These aren't your high-maintenance, stick-straight bangs from the 80s. These fall gently to either side of your face, blending into the layers, framing your eyes, and softening the forehead without screaming, "I'm trying too hard." They grow out beautifully, too, so you're not locked into a constant trim schedule. One of the best parts? This style works with so many textures. Whether your hair is naturally straight, wavy, or somewhere in between, it enhances what's already there instead of fighting against it. And that's a big theme here. Working with who you are now, not who you used to be. If your hair is starting to feel a little flat or heavy, this might be the refresh you've been waiting for. Long layers with curtain bangs give your hair a sense of movement, and your face a sense of lightness. It's modern, it's romantic, and it's a subtle way of saying, I'm still here, and I still feel beautiful. So if you're not ready to chop it all off, but you know it's time for something new, this might just be your perfect middle ground. 2. Chin-length blunt cut. Clean, confident, and effortlessly chic. If you're someone who appreciates elegance, simplicity, and a touch of structure, the chin-length blunt cut might be your perfect match. It's one of those rare styles that feels both polished and relaxed, like you woke up looking put together without even trying. What makes this haircut so powerful for women over 50 is how it brings back definition, where we often feel we're starting to lose it. As we age, our jawlines may soften. and that's totally natural. But when your hair hits right at the chin with a clean, blunt edge, it visually lifts and frames your lower face, giving it that sculpted, graceful shape. It's almost like contouring without makeup. The magic of this cut is that it's structured but not stiff. Add in some soft, internal layers, nothing too choppy, and you get just the right balance of fullness and movement. Even if your hair is on the finer side, this shape can help it appear thicker, healthier, and more youthful without needing tons of styling. And speaking of styling, this is a true low-maintenance look. A quick blow dry with a round brush, or even letting it air dry with a smoothing serum, can give you that sleek, refined look in minutes. Tuck one side behind your ear for a bit of asymmetry and a modern, feminine touch. It's simple, but it says a lot. What I love most about this haircut is that it doesn't scream for attention, but it gets it. It's the kind of look that makes people pause and think, "She looks so fresh," even if they can't pinpoint why. And that quiet confidence? That's powerful. This style is especially flattering if you wear glasses, have a square or heart-shaped face, or just want something that looks pulled together without any fuss. You don't have to sacrifice sophistication for comfort. This cut gives you both. So if you've been holding on to the same long layers for decades, and you're craving something different, not dramatic, but defined, the chin-length blunt cut might be the change that helps you step into this next chapter with grace, clarity, and a fresh sense of self. 3. Soft layered bob. Light, lifted, and timelessly flattering. Let's talk about one of the most versatile, no-fail haircuts out there, the soft layered bob. This isn't just a classic. It's a quiet revolution for women over 50 who want something that looks youthful, feels fresh, and doesn't demand an hour in front of the mirror every morning. What makes this bob so effective is its balance. It's not too long, not too short, not too blunt, not too choppy. It sits just around or below the chin, with soft layers that create natural movement, lift, and volume. 3 things aging hair often starts to lose. As we get older, our hair tends to thin out or become finer in texture. A heavy, one-length bob can drag the face down and actually make those changes more noticeable. But when you introduce soft, subtle layers, something magical happens. Your hair starts to bounce again, your face looks lighter, lifted. The overall effect? Fresh, awake, and completely in tune with who you are now. This cut also does wonders for your features. Strategically placed layers can frame your cheekbones and jawline. It's like a mini facelift without the needles. And if you add in some side-swept bangs, you can gently cover forehead lines and draw attention to your eyes, where your smile really begins. Styling it is a breeze. A little volumizing mousse at the roots, a round brush, and a 5-minute blow dry. Done. Or skip the brush, let it air dry, and wear it tousled for that effortless, modern look. It's low effort, but high impact. What I love about the soft, layered bob is how adaptable it is. Have a round face? Go with longer layers to elongate your shape. More angular features? Feathered ends will soften those lines beautifully. Whether your hair is straight, wavy, or somewhere in between, this cut works with your texture, not against it. If you're looking for a haircut that helps you feel put together without feeling overdone, one that enhances your natural beauty rather than covering it up, the soft layered bob might just be your perfect match. It's a gentle change, but one that can make you feel like a brand new version of yourself. 4. Shoulder-length shag. Effortless, playful, and full of life. Now, if you're the kind of woman who still has a little spark, a little edge, a little "don't box me in" energy, the shoulder-length shag might just be your new signature. This cut isn't about following trends. It's about showing the world you're still full of movement, full of personality, and absolutely full of life. The shag has come a long way from its 70s rock and roll roots. Today's version is softer, more wearable, and beautifully flattering for mature women, especially those who are tired of flat, lifeless hair that just won't behave like it used to. The magic of the shag lies in the layers. They're light, airy, and strategically placed to build volume exactly where you need it, especially around the crown and sides of the face. If your hair's been thinning or losing its bounce, this cut can revive it. You'll see texture, dimension, and most importantly, movement. Your hair starts to move with you again, instead of just sitting there. And let's talk about face framing. These layers have a way of lifting the cheekbones, softening the jawline, and drawing the eye up instead of down. That's huge when you're looking to feel brighter and more awake, especially when your face starts to naturally settle with time. Add in some wispy curtain bangs or soft side pieces, and suddenly you've got a look that feels like a gentle breeze, flattering from every angle. This is also one of the most forgiving, low-maintenance styles you can choose. You don't need a perfect blowout. In fact, the messier it looks, the better it works. A little sea salt spray, a quick scrunch, and you're out the door. Easy, relaxed, but still polished. What makes the shoulder-length shag so special is that it doesn't try to hide your age. It celebrates the beauty of where you are right now. It's casual, confident, and full of that quiet, I know who I am energy. If you're ready for something that feels new but not forced, youthful but not juvenile, the shag might be the change you didn't know you needed. It's not about looking 20 again. It's about looking and feeling like you again. 5. Pixie with side bangs. Bold, beautiful, and unapologetically you. Let's talk about the pixie, not just a haircut, but a statement. And if you've been waiting for a sign to do something bold, something different, maybe even something a little rebellious, this might be it. The pixie with side bangs is the kind of haircut that turns heads, not because it's loud, but because it radiates confidence. It says, I know who I am, I've lived, I've learned, and I'm not afraid to show up exactly as me. Now I know what you might be thinking. Short hair isn't for me. And I get it. Long hair feels safe. But sometimes safe can start to feel heavy, physically and emotionally. The pixie is a kind of freedom, from hours of styling, from hiding behind length, from hairstyles that feel like they belong to someone else. And it's surprisingly flattering. A well-cut pixie draws attention upward, to your cheekbones, your eyes, your smile. The side bangs soften the look, add a touch of elegance, and help balance the face, especially if you've noticed a little softening around the jawline. For women with fine or thinning hair, this style can be a game changer. By cutting away the weight, you actually make your hair appear fuller. Layers at the crown give you volume right where you need it most. No teasing, no tricks, no constant touch-ups. And here's what's even better. Pixies look incredible with natural gray. There's something effortlessly chic about silver strands paired with a sharp, modern cut. It doesn't say, I gave up. It says, I've arrived. This style is ideal if you want minimal effort with maximum impact. It dries fast, styles even faster, and always looks intentional, never accidental. And when you add subtle highlights or texture, it becomes even more dimensional and expressive. But more than anything, the pixie is about power. Your power. It's a look that strips away the extra and brings your face, your energy, and your story forward. So if you've ever stood in front of the mirror and whispered, I want something new, something bold, something that feels like me again, maybe this is your moment. Hair and age, more than just what you see in the mirror. Let's take a moment to step back from haircuts and trends and talk about something deeper: the emotional connection between our hair and our sense of self as we age. Because let's be honest, it's not just hair, is it? It never really was. Hair carries memory. It's part of your history. Maybe you remember the first time you cut it short and felt free, or the time you let it grow long and wild because no one could tell you otherwise. You remember brushing it for your kids while they told you about their day, or looking in the mirror after a hard year and realizing how much of that struggle your hair had carried with you. The gray, the thinning, the tiredness that wasn't just physical, and then one day you catch yourself in the mirror and think, when did I start looking like someone else? Not bad, not worse, just different, and maybe a little lost. See, hair doesn't just reflect our age. It reflects our energy, our mood, our identity. It can remind us of who we used to be. But more importantly, it can reconnect us with who we are right now. As we get older, so many things about our appearance start to shift. Our skin softens, our bones settle, our hair changes texture, color, thickness. It might feel like your hair is working against you, falling flat, thinning out, turning gray. But maybe it's actually inviting you to try something new, to evolve with it, to listen to what it's saying about who you are becoming. And here's the truth that no magazine headline will tell you. You don't have to fight aging. You can partner with it. Let it guide you toward styles that feel authentic, not artificial, toward cuts that reflect strength instead of fear. Because the goal isn't to look younger. The goal is to look alive, radiant, present, right here, right now. When you find a haircut that flatters where you are in life, not where you were 10 or 20 years ago, something powerful happens. You stop comparing. You stop covering up. And you start showing up, fully. I've seen it time and time again. A woman walks into a salon feeling invisible. Not because she doesn't care about her appearance, but because somewhere along the way, she started believing her best days were behind her. And then she gets a cut that fits her. Not what the internet says is trendy, not what her daughter wears, not what she used to have in college, but something that lifts her face and lifts her spirit. And the first thing she says isn't, "I look younger," it's, "I look like me again." That's the magic of hair. It's not vanity, it's visibility, it's self-respect. It's a way of saying, I still matter, I still feel, I still get to choose how I show up in the world. And maybe your next haircut won't just be about shape or layers or bangs. Maybe it will be a quiet revolution, a new chapter, a reminder that beauty doesn't fade. It shifts, it deepens, it becomes more yours than ever before. So don't let anyone, not even that little voice inside your head, tell you that it's too late to try something new. You've earned the right to feel good in your skin, proud in your reflection, and joyful in your expression. Whatever that looks like for you. Because in the end, it's not about having perfect hair. It's about having hair that makes you feel like the best version of the woman staring back at you in the mirror. A real story. When a haircut became a turning point. I want to share a story with you, one that stuck with me for years. Her name was Margaret. She came into the salon one rainy Tuesday morning, quiet, polite, and a little unsure. She must have been in her early 60s. Her hair was shoulder length, a little uneven, mostly gray, and pulled back like it had been for years. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't her either. She sat down in my chair, and before I could ask what she was thinking for her hair, she said something I'll never forget. She looked in the mirror, gave a little half smile, and said, "I don't want to look younger. I just want to see me again." So we talked. About her kids, her retirement, the last few years that had taken a lot more from her than just hair volume. And slowly, we figured out a plan. Not just for a haircut, but for a little reclaiming. We didn't do anything crazy. We shaped her into a soft pixie with sweeping side bangs that opened up her eyes and made her cheekbones pop. We left her gray as it was, but added just a touch of shine. It wasn't dramatic, but it was different. It was fresh. It was her. When I turned her toward the mirror, I watched her face change. She didn't gasp or cry or do anything big, but she sat up a little straighter. She touched the side of her hair and smiled, that full, real smile that goes beyond how you look. It's the kind that says, I remember her. That's me. Later that week, she sent me a photo of her at brunch with her daughter. Nothing fancy, no filters, just a woman laughing with her family, looking exactly like herself, and more alive than she had in a long time. And that's what this whole conversation is really about, isn't it? It's not just about trends or flattering angles. It's about coming home to yourself, even if that home has a few more silver strands, a few softer lines, a little more story written into the corners of your smile. It's about knowing you're still evolving, still becoming, still worthy of every ounce of care and beauty you choose to give yourself. So whether your change is subtle or bold, quiet or expressive, just know this. You're not doing it for the world. You're doing it for the woman in the mirror who deserves to feel proud, seen, and radiant again. So, if there's one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's this. You don't need to go back in time to feel beautiful again. You don't need to chase youth. You just need to reconnect with the version of yourself that maybe got a little buried under routines, expectations, or old beliefs about what aging should look like. You still deserve to walk past a mirror and smile. You still deserve to try something new. Not because you're unhappy with who you are, but because you're curious about who you're becoming. Every cut we talked about today, the long layers with curtain bangs, the clean, blunt bob, the soft layered bob, the playful shag, and the bold pixie, they're more than hairstyles. They're invitations. Invitations to show up for yourself, to rewrite the narrative, to remember that beauty doesn't end at 50. In many ways, it starts there. Deeper, more real, more you than ever before. So maybe today is the day you book that appointment. Or maybe it's the day you simply run your fingers through your hair and say, I'm ready to feel good again. Whatever that next step looks like for you, take it, and take it with pride. If this video spoke to you, I'd love for you to leave a comment down below. Tell me, which haircut are you thinking about trying? Or maybe you've already made a change that made you feel amazing. I'd love to hear your story, because your story might be the one that gives another woman the courage to start hers. And if you'd like to keep getting tips, encouragement, and ideas made just for women like you, women who are aging with grace, confidence, and power, I'd be so honored if you subscribed. Hit that little bell, and let's keep growing together, one beautiful chapter at a time. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, your age doesn't define your beauty. Your joy does. Your energy does. You do. So go ahead, wear your hair with pride, carry yourself with confidence, and let the world see you shine. Because you're not fading, you're flourishing. I'll see you in the next one.